joining us today to discuss once again some of the ancient knowledge that reaches us through the masters of the Mu race. And today I would like to close this cycle with the perspective of the eagle that overflies a forest and gives a global synthesis of the whole cycle. Why was it important to bring forward this energy again, this wisdom of the Mu race? Well, the Mu was the first physical race that was still in a consciousness of unity with Mother Earth, in a point of equilibrium, of poise in between matter and spirit. And remember that they could move down from matter up to the spiritual realms. The doors of the staircase were still open, and they could inhabit multiple dimensions. And they're the first experience of conscious manifestation within the surface of Mother Earth. And this was also a great achievement for Gaia as a consciousness that underlies our Earth, because for more than 70 millions of years, of human years, she worked to prepare herself from the subtle spheres of gases and atomic forces to manifest herself in a physical form, to accommodate the atomic reactions to create the mineral world, to receive the consciousness of the Devic consciousness, to achieve the realm of the trees and plants, the vegetal world, and then to evolve the form to the first animal shapes, so that everything could be prepared for the seeds of the star travelers to come and inhabit a physical shape. This was a huge work, a huge service of Mother Earth for 70 million years, evolving herself to be able to reach the point where she could receive conscious life. This was a great preparation. And the Mu race, who was preceded by this, remember, these two first races that could not make it to the physical realm because the form was not yet ready, had their experience in the astral realm and were stuck there, but could not come into matter completely. So the Mu race is the first to completely inhabit the physical form, and yet be able to walk up and down the stairs and go still and visit the invisible realms, the other dimensions of existence. Their consciousness was not yet completely attached or embodied in this 3D dimension. And the Mu race, remember, appeared 18 million years ago, where they could first really come to their physicality, and they came first as Mu, the sons of representing the matter, representing the spirit, and you representing the soul. This is where the mechanism of the soul appears as a technology to link spirit and matter. With the achievement of the soul, the star travelers can come and inhabit the matter. Otherwise, the spirit cannot inhabit the matter. It needs a third, that is the sun, and that is the soul. And the soul is represented by the letter U in the sound of the mu. M, matter, U, soul, spirit, mu. And how this race of beings that were in complete continuity of consciousness with themselves, with each other, but also with Mother Earth and with the other realms and the other kingdoms of the earth, had their consciousness centered in the cardiac chakra, in the cardiac center. And how part of the work was to develop the physical form, to perfection it. Remember that in the beginning there were giants and they had to, it's like computers, no? When we had the first version of a computer, it was huge, and then we have to to reduce it in shape and to perfection it and to make it more performant. This is the same that happened during the first instances of the Mu race, and slowly, as shaped, reached a status of perfection, reduced its size, became more subtle and more complex in a way. Slowly they started to move from the heart to the mind in order to develop, to put the consciousness mostly in the brain, to develop the brain, to make it more complex, so that the brain was ready to receive the mind. And once the brain received this other new technology, the mind, the manas, as we know it in Sanskrit, the muh that transformed themselves, the muh gave predominance to the matter. They were in equipoise, but they were still going down in the matter. When they came hum, that means they started to align with the spirit and they came to the center of the brain, they could receive the manas and they became humanas. This is at the midpoint of the mores, when we say that really the humanas, the point of humanas, of human beings, is achieved with incorporation of the principle of the mind. And from then on, we know how it goes with a series of evolution and cataclysms that regenerate the race and that allows new expression of forms and that allowed to discard those experiences that are turning in a circle and to give priority to evolution, so that the souls that have been stuck could join back in another way that could continue moving forward through the scale of evolution, both in matter and in consciousness, because in this realm there's just only one. Okay, there's no difference between matter and spirit. Yeah, we see then how from mu to hum to humanas, the third race is transformed always through cataclysms that not only allow the ones that are stuck in evolution to be readmitted into evolutionary path, but also the earth to regenerate, the minerals that have been cooking, and all the atomic forces in the base of the earth can come back to the surface and can replenish the mineral worlds and can renovate life on the surface of the earth. So from the Moon race, there's a continuity with the Atlantean race, the ones that now we know like Atlantean race, and that they live mostly in the Atlantic oceans. And then again, through another cataclysm, the fifth race, our race, is created. But how? In the occult, beyond the surface, each race has a sample of beings that reach perfection of that sample of race, reach the instances of higher development of the race, and that they decide not to continue coming into embodiment, into the physical reality, but to remain in the background, holding, being the custodians, guarding the ancient knowledge. And they are the ones that continue to mentor and to transmit this information and to reassure the continuity of wisdom throughout the human experience. So some of them, in the last cataclysm, in the Atlantic race, also migrated to the higher points of the earth and survive physically in the cataclysms and inaugurated or transform themselves into the white brotherhood, those resplendent and luminous beings that until now mentor from another dimension the fate, the growth, the evolution of the human beings. And we also see finally that in the different traditions of the ancient races, there is always this notion of gigantic beings that are from another cycle, but that interact and are there to, in a way, safeguard the wisdom, the knowledge. And in many histories, in many traditions, they are half gods, half humans. In India, they are known as the Danavas or the Daityas. In Ceylon, we have these giants. No? In Sri Lanka, we have these giants known as Rakshasas. In Greece, they are the half god, half human titans. In Egypt, they are the heroes, the colossal heroes, and also the tradition of Isis, Osiris, and Horus, who are thought to be celestial beings incarnated in different forms, who are thought to be much taller than the human beings that are now. These beings that were still in connection with the mentors in the stars, mostly in Syria, and that helped bring the organization of society through their mentors in the Syrian system. In Chaldea, in the ancient Chaldea, they are known as Isdubars or the Nimrod. And in the Jewish tradition, there are many histories of the Mims of the land of Moab, the giants, one of which David had to fight, King David, which is one of the founders of the Hebrew tradition. So the giants, this history of giants has existed in every single race. In the Celtic world, the ancient Druids, seekers, received their knowledge from a race of giants, the Tatua, the Danann, the followers of the goddess Danu, the mother. No, Danu was the mother, and the Tatua of Danann was the people of the goddess Danu, the people of the goddess of the mother of the world, of the earth. And these were also Mu people, and the Druids received this their wisdom about the trees, about the plants, about their link with the natural world through the race of giants of the Tatuadenan. also people of Mu. So what is the relevance of these Mu Masters today? The Mu Masters come to us to remind us that we are travelers from the stars, that we are eternal, sparks of the one being, that we have descended into matter to make it alive and for an experience of bringing together earth and sky, that in our way down we remained in consciousness of unity for a while, but when we were then inhabiting this body of matter, we had to help it develop, and that we move from pulsating in our consciousness of unity in the heart. We had to move up the stairs to locate our consciousness in the brain, to help develop the brain so that the mind could be received and developed as a new technology, to develop a sense of individuality that is an essential point in the path of evolution, to become ourselves creative gods. But that now at this point, this extreme sense of separativity is almost about to kill our whole race. So that the clue, the key to move forward without terminating the human experience at this point is to come down from the brain back to the heart, and to resonate back in the heart, to achieve this sense of this consciousness of unity in the field of existence, and at the same time stay individual. So this is the main goal. The main goal is to come back to the sacred side in the heart, to achieve this consciousness of unity, while we experience an individual through reality or virtual reality in this material world. And this is why the ancient masters of the Mu race, who are real who have a complete mastery of the heart center, of the equilibrium in between soul and matter, they come back to us to remind us that there's a way to do this, that we were all part of Mu in the past, and that we have the potential to regain again this consciousness of unity in the field of creation, and to become what we are meant to be in this global experience here and now on planet Earth, so that the humans can join the rest of the realms. We are now separated. We are not in tune either with the mineral, with the vegetal, or the animal kingdoms, to join them again in peace and collaboration and unity, so that we can be welcome again and assume our place on this experience on planet Earth. So this is what the Masters Mu come to share with us, and this is what I am honored to channel from them to you. And I want to close this cycle by expressing my gratitude, of course, to them as a source, but also to you, wherever you are. Wherever you are, watching this video, sharing it, asking yourself questions, inquiring deep in your soul, asking for help or assistance or knowledge, wherever you are igniting the connection. You are becoming the pole, the negative pole that allows the positive pole to send ancient knowledge in the way of information through me as a channel. So wherever you are contributing for this energy to come out, to descend, to be shared, and to be remembered again. So thank you very much for reaching this last video of the cycle, and let's see and hope that we have another commitment, another task to do, and we wait for the next mission, for the next labor to be, for the next task to be proposed to us. Thank you very much, and we meet again in the future.